So guys, US Congressman Raymond appeared on a live television sharing the stories he heard from IDPs in Nigeria, Benue State to be specific. We know that he was recently in Nigeria on a fact-finding mission, and he went down to Benue State to hear first-hand stories from people who actually experienced the invasion we are talking about and the Christian genocide going on in Nigeria. He heard stories on how people's stomach were split and unborn children were brought out and died. He heard all kinds of stories, and he came up on Fox TV to share some of those. Don't forget that he said Benue State alone has 600,000 IDPs. To tell you that his figures are actually true, this is the Benue State governor in January of this year raising alarm that Benue State alone has more than 500,000 IDPs. And Raymond this December went there with more displaced persons, since January till now. He was giving information that Benue State is struggling to manage 600,000 IDPs, Nigerians. This is more than the population of some countries in this world. And the government, the Tinubu's government and Shetima have never visited any of these IDP camps. We don't even hear them capture them in their budgets. And these people have been struggling. I mean, the state has been struggling. And it was so shocking to see that, the Reverend Father, who is the governor, came out to deny that there is no Christian genocide because he is an APC member. And that alone, gave him a whole lot of backlash. Now, Bishop Coker, who was also on the same page with him saying there's no Christian genocide, has also come up now to apologize to Nigerians that he is deeply sorry. Like you can see this headline here saying, I am deeply sorry. Reverend Coker, Bishop Coker is saying he's sorry to have denied the genocide that Christians are really going through a lot in Nigeria. Anyway, guys, I'm just going to allow you to take a look at the moment Raymond shared his story, and then you are going to be watching how Arise TV has also reacted to some of the insecurity that is bedeviling the country, and Tinubu is busy, receiving defectors. Fubara has defected to the APC and all that. For them, 2027 is a do or die, even if they are left with nobody to govern. It is none of their problems. So guys, let me share with you some of the reactions coming from Nigerians after Raymond was spotted on this live TV sharing the stories that were handed over to him by people in the IDP camps. Like this person here said, Nigeria should be very ashamed of itself. None of its House of Representatives even know where the IDP camp is. Talk less of visiting. The president had never gone there, and I don't think the first lady had visited. If she has, good for her. But if she hasn't, shame on all of them, shame on them. This is what this person is saying. Another person here reacted and said, they came to Nigeria, didn't go to Aso Rock for their serere. They went directly to the place of concern. God bless them. God bless USA and punish the senators. Hey, this person is saying punish the senators. And another person here says, Benue State governor should please resign. How can he deny Christian genocide and still occupy that seat as governor? We have sheiks occupying elective positions in Nigeria. So guys, APC and INEC have finished this country. They gave us the worst of leaders. And this other person here reacted and said, thank you, Raymond, for the courage to visit Benue. You know what? Nigeria president had not visited those horror scenes. I wish you visited Plateau too. God bless you. God bless America. So Plateau State people have been calling on Raymond to come back again, that they want him to come to their state to come and see what they are also going through in Plateau State. And this person say, and Benue State governor is a Christian. This is a slap on the face of the leadership of Christian Association of Nigeria. They are voiceless and rubbish. Aren't they supposed to defend the Christian faith in Nigeria? This is saddening. So guys, these are what Nigerians are saying. And finally, this person here said, let's see how Ribadu will hide and deny this. Let's see how they will cover up. These are lawmakers from other countries whom they can't bribe. They will lay it bare as it is. The US government through Trump should help the victims. So guys, these are what Nigerians are saying about Raymond's tweet. This person here said, we will not have Trump in the White House forever. No matter what happens, Nigerian Christians have to be radical enough to procure arms and defend themselves like yesterday. Any Christian who disagree should just convert. That doesn't guarantee they will be spared. They will spare your life though. So this person is saying that Christians should also bear arms because you will not have Trump forever in the White House. And this other person here said, see, as members of United States House of Representatives, Waka enter Nigeria, talk to victims, gather evidence, and they prepare reports to give Trump. Nigeria where they die. Meanwhile, no single person from Nigerian House of Representatives, no committee, no panel, nobody don't do the same thing. Make that one sink in well. But if not to go states where PDP people they defect join on your mandate, we shall stand. Party politicians go full ground, and this makes a lot of sense. There's no empathy among our leaders. So guys, take your time, watch this video and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Now take a look.
And there is a person on this mission, Republican Congressman Riley Moore, who just led a congressional delegation, not over Zoom, but by armored vehicle. You went into this country at a time when they are taking Christians and you went to these camps of internally displaced people. First of all, welcome to the Focus. Tell me what the people told you.
Well, Harris, it was really shocking. The stories that we heard, the imagery, it was, I've never witnessed anything like that personally in my life. I met one woman, and I see you're showing some of the pictures, who had lost her entire family. 5 of her children were murdered right in front of her, and she was pregnant at the time and was able to escape. She had that child at an internally displaced camp, and I mean, you could just see that her soul had literally left her body. And there are countless stories like this. Another woman was attacked, her family was attacked, she lost her husband, her 2 daughters, and they murdered her unborn child. These Islamic terrorists murdered her unborn child and took it right out of her.
You know, I don't know.
It's beyond words.
I don't know if my team has it, but we do have a picture of one of those women with her baby in her lap, and you're standing with her. So I'll ask my team to kind of shuttle through these pictures so that we can show even more. Look, Congressman Moore, the president right now is waiting to hear from you. You are preparing a report. Let's talk about the news. There she is, so beautiful. I mean, I can only imagine what it was like to have to leave that camp knowing that your mission ahead is for them.
No, absolutely, Harris. And this mission was part of our report. This was a fact-finding mission. There were 5 members of Congress in total that went there. We went to Benue State, which is one of the most dangerous states in the country of Nigeria. This is where all the Christians, a majority of them, are being murdered for their faith in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But I felt that we had to go there, so we went in armored vehicles with security and went there and visited with these people, visited with these Christians, Christian associations, Bishop Àngry, the Catholic Church, Protestant leaders as well, and got the ground truth that we're going to go report back to the president, and we're going to make recommendations in the report that he has asked us to do. He's asked myself and Chairman Tom Cole to give him a report and report back to him, and we're going to do that by the end of this month.
Are people afraid there? I mean, how many people are in these protection camps?
Well, in protection camps, probably really not the right word, Harris. They're in IDP camps, but the Fulani, these Islamic radicals, are attacking the IDP camps. They're attacking them in the camps. And for those who say this is about climate change and land and things like that and economically driven, why would you burn down a church? Why would you attack an IDP camp? Screaming Allah Akbar. I think that it's very clear what the answer is there, right? They're trying to erase the Christians in Benue State and around Nigeria from their ancestral homeland.
Yeah, and some kind of bizarre caliphate, I would imagine, is part of the plan, too. Look, Congressman Moore, I want to bring you back once that lands on the president's desk and you've delivered that report. Thank you so very much for being here first. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Harris, and thank you for all your coverage on this. God bless you.
U.S. Representative Riley Moore, who is in Nigeria on a fact-finding mission, has shared harrowing accounts from Christian internally displaced persons in Benue State following his visit to IDP camps in the north-central state. Congressman Moore, in a post on X, documented testimonies of extreme violence that has displaced over 600,000 Christians in Benue State alone. He stated that he met dozens of Christians who were driven from their homes and that they told harrowing stories that would remain with him for the rest of his life. And I'll read Riley Moore's post on X in part. He wrote, "One woman was forced to watch as they killed her husband and 5 children. She and her unborn child barely escaped. Another woman's family was murdered in front of her and her baby was ripped from her womb. One man's family was hacked to death in front of his eyes and his arm was permanently mangled. There are more than 600,000 Christians in IDP camps in Benue State alone. These Christians should be able to live in their ancestral homeland without fear of genocidal Fulani." Well, Riley Moore's visit to Benue IDP camps brings renewed international attention to the humanitarian crisis in the state, the characterization of the violence as genocidal, And the emphasis on religious targeting may very well increase pressure on the U.S. government to make a stronger stance on Nigeria's security challenges, particularly regarding religious freedom concerns. And of course, the U.S. House of Appropriation responded to Riley Moore's post on X, and they wrote, "America will not look away as innocent lives are stolen," directed by the President of the United States. Appropriators led an on-the-ground mission to inform a report on Christian persecution in Nigeria and guide policy recommendation. Religious freedom and atrocity response are central to our NSRP bill. And I'll take a reaction from a Nigerian user on X. He wrote, "I have to say, I'm genuinely surprised at the amount of effort the U.S. is putting into these congressional hearings. A big delegation in Nigeria going around the country and talking to actual people. Nigerian leaders don't even care that much about this stuff. Very weird and interesting." Ayo, meanwhile, last week, former Niger Delta militant leader Asari Dokubo berated Reverend Ezekiel Dachimo, the chairman of the Church of Christ in Nations in Plateau State, who has been outspoken about the severity of the Christian genocide in Nigeria. Well, in the video that made the rounds on social media, Asari Dokubo warned Dachimo to stop spewing the genocide narrative in Nigeria, describing Dachimo as a fake pastor and a pathetic, pathological liar. Let's take a look.
Dachimo, if I place curse on you, you will not last 24 hours. Wallahi billahi iznillah, you will not last 24 hours because you are a fake and you are a liar. There's hardly any crisis in the north that is rooted in religion. So the Hausa people, farmers that are being killed in Sokoto and in Kebbi by the so-called bandits or whatever they are called. Why are they killing them?
All right. Asari Dokubo has spoken again. The last time he spoke, he said he was going to challenge the U.S. President Donald Trump if he were to bring boots on ground in Nigeria. Now he's here saying that there's no Christian genocide in Nigeria. I'll take this reaction before I come to you, Ayo. Meanwhile, terrorists holding the wife and daughter of murdered Anglican priest, Venerable Edwin Archie, has released disturbing photographs showing a machine gun pointed at the captives. The images were shared on the late priest's hijacked Facebook account. Venerable Archie was kidnapped alongside his wife, Sarah, and their daughter from their Kaduna residence on October 28th. Despite the family raising ransom funds, the priest was killed after nearly a month in captivity. The abductors have now hijacked his Facebook account to post new photos of his wife and daughter with weapons pointing at them. The Anglican Church has made repeated appeals for the immediate release of Sarah and her daughter. This case highlights escalating boldness of criminal gangs who now use social media to taunt families, even hijacking victims' accounts to share distressing images while continuing to hold them captive. This is the new trend we are seeing right now on social media, Ayo. We saw the story of Venerable Archie who died. We mourned him right here on the table. And now these terrorists have released this footage.
Yeah. I think, I don't know if I should blame the terrorists for their brazenness. When we have reports of rescue operations without any single arrest, then you can understand why we can see them become bolder, and even the things that they did not have or dare do would come on board and do this. And it's quite sad to see the effects of banditry, terrorism on lives and families. Since October 28th, this family have been in captivity. We talked about their father and husband being killed and how unfortunately terrible that was. But again, this is perhaps a wake-up call again and again to appropriate authorities to act on this. We don't want, yes, we love the rescues. We are grateful that rescues are happening. But beyond that, these perpetrators must be caught and brought to book. If not, they will continue to not just act in their in this manner, but also be very bold about it and almost a slap on the face of the government by these kind of videos that they do. The other part of it is also access to social media. We often talk about how everybody now has access to social media. They can talk, and that's why I don't blame Asari Dokubo as well. He has a device. He can come out and make statements that are not founded on truth or fact and just sit down and say things. I don't think we should pay much attention to him because he does not have any bona fide to speak on this matter. He's not from the area. He hasn't spoken to any people from the area. I wonder what his response to Congressman Riley would be, because you can bully the people in your country. And I think it's quite sad because I've said it again and again, that the Nigerian people, the Nigerian National Assembly, whether it's the House of Representatives or the Senate, ought to be taking the lead on this. Correct. They should be the ones going on fact-finding mission and going to the IDP camps, giving us. But I'm grateful that we had Honorable Ugo just a few minutes ago on the show, and at least someone from that region, Benue State, and he was speaking, and he affirmed the fact that his people are being killed. These are the people that are being affected, and I've said it again. You cannot sit back in another region without any demonstrated efforts to speak to those who are affected and say, no, it's not happening, and turn a blind eye to it. We have said enough with the blame. We understand the issues. We've identified the issues. Can we now act on it? Right. The most important thing that can come out of this that has happened in the last few months is to see justice for the people who have continuously, without any support or help or response from previous administrations and governments, been killed and been forced away from their ancestral homes. Right. That's what we want to see. We want to see seriousness with regards to fighting against terrorism and bandits and those who are deliberately killing a particular group of people in Benue State, in Plateau State. That's the call we're making for today. And to even say that, according to Riley Moore, 600,000 people IDP camp, Christians, According to Honorable Ugo, there are more. There are up to, according to the government, it's about 1 million. And these people have been left unheard, unattended to for so long, and it took an American fact-finding mission to tell us what is obvious to us, what the Nigerian government understands is a problem. That, for me, is one of the biggest problems. We must act, and we must see a solution to this problem once and for all.
Well
that's
said,
what we want.
I like the fact that you were able to tie in the fact that people have to be on ground before they make comments like, Asari Dokubo did. Well, all right. Now to politics. River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has composed a praise song dedicated to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu just one day after officially defecting from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress. The governor unveiled the song on Wednesday while inaugurating a road project directing a praise singer with the lyrics, "If you dey support Tinubu, no follow corner, corner." Let's take a look.
If Fubara they tell you something, now this is the second answer. If you they support Tinubu, no follow corner, corner. If they hear what they talk, we they support Tinubu, we know they follow corner, corner. That is the second answer. I'm going to take that one.
Everybody sing now, sing Fubara, tell me something. Sing Fubara, tell me something. If you support me, make you follow corner, corner. Sing Fubara, tell me something.
Thank you.
Dr. Abati, no follow corner if you follow anybody. I mean, this man, the governor, is clearly following in his godfather's footstep with this song. Now, this swift political realignment signals the complete collapse of PDP dominance in Rivers State. Well, meanwhile, the PDP has described Fubara's defection as a self-inflicted injury, stating that Fubara voluntarily walked into the trap that led to his exit. They say that they pity him. Dr. Abati.
Well, Governor Fubara must be one of those celebrity singers that Senator Abdul Ningi was talking about. But I'm surprised. He should have added some dance steps to it, But it looks like a coded message.
Yes.
who is the person who is following Kona and says he's supporting Tinubu?
We know.
Maybe he has Minister Wike in mind, because Minister Wike is claiming loyalty to President Tinubu, but at the same time he's fighting a battle in the PDP. Maybe the governor is sending a coded message, say, don't follow Kona, come and join us in the APC.
Who's your full chest?
But when all that is resolved, there will still be a leadership tussle, I imagine.
Yes.
You know, between the son and the godfather as to who will provide the leadership for the APC in that state.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we also must expect a lot to happen. Would Governor Fubara be allowed to get a second term?
Yeah.
So it's not over until it is over, but at least he has bought some peace for himself.
Right.
So clearly he's saying he's not following Kona.
He's not following Kona. But, you know, Wike has been expelled from the PDP at this moment. I mean, you also said that it was, you think it's Wike that he was throwing a jab at. Do you think so?
Obviously, I think it's Wike he was throwing a jab at, because from what I gather, some people that were interviewed, lawmakers in Rivers State, did say that their own defection was different from Fubara's own arrangement. So probably Fubara has done this to undercut Wike. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. So, but let me talk about something way more important than all this.
About the venerable that died. Venerable Archie, correct.
So this is close to me because, and I was in England when the story broke, and I didn't know until I discovered that Venerable Archie is actually uncle to Azubike Osumeli.
Oh, Azubike.
Yes. Izukwani.
Inspiration FM general manager and journalist and colleague of mine that I worked with.
Rest in peace.
And I had spoken to the family members, Edgar, where they said that it was after they paid the ransom they released the Venerable Archie's body. And I'm seeing
600 million, I believe.
No, they didn't pay the 600 million. They didn't even pay, up to that. They were talking, they paid some money. And I'm seeing this pattern because they have first released a picture of a gun pointed at Venerable Archie, and we saw the body. And I'm seeing this pattern again. And I've been able to check. You can actually, from the pictures posted on Facebook, you can actually get a metadata if you talk to Meta about it and pinpoint the location where they are. We like to beg the government. If anything happens to Venerable Archie's wife, it's sad enough that something happened to him. The blood will be on this government and this administration. I think the least we can do is to at least let the woman come out and mourn the death of her husband. And for all of those that say there's no Christian genocide, when I spoke to Edgar, what Edgar told me was Venerable Archie was kidnapped with his wife from his home because he was a Christian and he was a venerable in the Anglican Church.
All right. Well, may his soul continue to rest in peace. We pray that his wife and daughter be released. Well, before we take our milestone story, let's highlight this shocking footage showing security personnel at the airport in Ilorin arresting a man who attempted to hide beneath an aircraft preparing for takeoff. The suspect, identified as Shegun Martins, was apprehended on Wednesday afternoon after he breached airside security and made his way to the foot of an Overland Airways aircraft that was preparing to taxi for departure. Well, according to the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, Martins attempted to conceal himself between the aircraft tires before ground security personnel spotted and apprehended him. We're seeing this kind of story again. NCAA spokesperson Michael Achimogu stated that Martins was immediately handed over to the airport police for further investigation, and during preliminary interrogation, Martins reportedly told investigators that he believed the aircraft was headed for the United States and he intended to escape Nigeria by hiding in the plane's undercarriage. Okay, I don't know why.
The funny side of this
so
story
he wanted
is that
to be a
I think perhaps the greatest punishment for him would have been to allow him get to his destination, come out and say that all this problem.
He will die.
I'm just saying that. I'll not come to that. But I'm just saying that. Imagine the shock. I mean, from a comical perspective. After you feel like you're going to the land of the free and you're making to be cold, you come out and it's the same heat and sun. And it's like, what's going on? But on a serious note, I think it's a suicide mission for anyone who's considering this, whether locally or internationally. And we've seen desperations amongst people who just want to leave a particular location location, whether those who are going on stowaway boats crossing the Channel to the United Kingdom through France, or also in Nigeria here, where people just want to go out for the prospect of a better life. And again, you know, on the bigger picture, is just speaking to the condition of the lives of people here. I will maintain that Nigerians love Nigeria. They would prefer to stay back home if conditions were better. But please don't try it. It is a suicide mission. It is signing your death. And it's better to be alive and hopeful than dead and gone.
Dr. Mati, a quick comment before I go to the
porous security arrangements at our airports.
This is one of the issues.
How did the gentleman, how did they pass security and go to the aircraft? I mean, he could have done some damage, you know, if he was a criminal, not somebody who is trying to stow away. So security is very important at our various airports.
Yes, well,
cows were once seen on the runway in our airports in this country. How much more?
We've seen cows, we've seen antelopes. I mean, it needs to be more secure.
The other day at another airport, somebody went and stole bags from an aircraft on the tarmac.
Well, these NCA officials are really having a field day at this point. Well, our reactions continue to trail Professor Wole Soyinka's criticism of what he described as an excessively large security battalion assigned to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's son, Sheyi Tinubu. The president on Wednesday reiterated his directive to withdraw police officers from VIP protection duties, warning ministers and senior government officials that any requests for special security must receive his personal clearance. The president made the declaration at the Federal Executive Council meeting in Abuja, expressing frustration with the slow pace of compliance since the order was first issued nearly 3 weeks ago.
Of the withdrawal of police officers from VIP or VVIP, I honestly believe in what I said. And I called on the IG, and I hope the Minister for Police Affairs is here. So if you have any problem of security because of the nature of your assignment, please contact the IGP and get my clearance. The Minister for Interior should liaise with IGP and the civil defense structure to replace those police officers who are on special security duties, so that you don't leave people exposed.
All right, I thought that was quite powerful. Well, this is all coming as Senator representing Bauchi Central, Abdul Ningi, protested the withdrawal of his police orderly during plenary on Wednesday, arguing that the VIP police escorts withdrawal had not been applied across all board. Ningi noted that other political office holders, ministers, business people, and even their family members and singers continue to enjoy police protection while his lone police orderly was withdrawn. Let's take a look.
I woke up today and I was told my police orderly and other police orderlies are withdrawn. Mr. President, I have no problem with that. My problem is that this thing should go across the board. It should not be, don't worry, it should be done across the board. Let's see what happens from the office of the president to the vice president, to the Senate president, to the Speaker of the House, to the ministers. Mr. President, I'm coming after they have withdrawn my only orderly. I saw 2 convoys of ministers, and they were carrying lots of security personnel. I have also seen business concern, Chinese and other business concern. Yesterday, with the compliments of orderlies. Mr. President, I have also seen daughters and sons of political office holders having orderlies and having security covers. Mr. President, I have seen singers having orderlies and complementary of protection.
All right, Dr. Abati. He's complaining that he has seen even singers have police protection. You wanted to make a comment on Abdul.
The principle of it is that we should be looking at collective security, not individual security. It is when all of us are safe collectively that there is security, not when a few of us who, because of the privileges that they are exposed to as public officials, are the ones that are safe with their families. The overall objective should be that there should be collective security. Now, Senator Ningi's point is that what is good for the goose is good also for the gander. And he's saying if you can withdraw the police orderly that I've been enjoying since 1999 as a senator, there's no reason why you shouldn't withdraw from those categories of persons that he listed. Well, a senator will be basically of the same rank as a minister. And he said from the evidence of his own eyes, he saw two ministers going with a long battalion of security
one of those ministers
personnel, even celebrity singers. Maybe some of those your friends.
I don't know who you're talking about.
But the thing here is that he listed the president, he listed the vice president, he even, I think, included governors, members of their families. Well, I think that of the president, no. The president is commander-in-chief.
Yes, he's entitled.
And he's president.
All right.
He has the vice president, the governors. These are national assets. So you cannot say, you won't provide security for them. While they are in that office, they are national assets who should be protected. What I don't know is about their wives and their children. If they feel that their children should have security, the president should also show example by making sure that it is the civil defense that he assigns to his wife or members, immediate members of his family. But even then, he can lead by example. And make sure that they too, they are not unnecessarily protected. During the time of President Obasanjo, did you see any of his children going about with state security?
Yeah, we were only discussing the story yesterday where Professor Wole Soyinka talked about
Obasanjo's children, they move normally around because they are not VIPs. And President Obasanjo did not allow it. When President Jonathan was there, did you see his children disturbing everybody all over the place? If they must have security, they can use DSS, they can use civil defense, and it should be done in a very discreet manner. I think is the issue. But the main emphasis is collective security, not individual security.
Yes, and I thought it was great that the president also mentioned, reiterated his point about the removal right off of the back of our conversation yesterday about Sheyi Tinubu's battalion convoy. Well, it just struck the right chord. It was really, really powerful to see that video. Also, the president during that Federal Executive Council meeting had also tasked Vice President Kashim Shettima to lead the National Economic Council in identifying and rehabilitating grazing reserves into ranches, aimed at reducing farmer-herders conflicts and transforming the livestock sector into economically viable development. Well, while this dual approach of addressing root causes of insecurity through the Livestock Reform Initiative and strengthening the police is commendable, questions about the implementation process and whether exceptions will be made for certain officials continue to be debated. And I'll take Ahmad's tweet. He wrote on X, President Tinubu's actions demonstrate pragmatic and visionary leadership by withdrawing police escorts from VIPs. He is redeploying security personnel to frontline duties where they are most needed, addressing manpower shortages and strengthening community policing. At the same time, his directive for an emergency NEC meeting on the National Ranching Plan highlights a commitment to sustainable livestock farming, peace building, and national harmony. Transitioning from open grazing to modern ranching will reduce farmer-herder conflicts, boost productivity, and modernize the agricultural sector. These steps show a government that is proactive, strategic, and focused on safety, prosperity, and long-term well-being of Nigerians. Meanwhile, the president of the Meeti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, Baba Othman Ngezelma, has stated that many grazing reserves in the country no longer serve the purpose for which they were originally established. Speaking in an exclusive interview with Ireti Bakare Yusuf on Borderlines, the MACBAN president also addressed the security crisis, stating that pastoralists wielding AK-47 rifles are terrorists and not farmers, while agreeing that there is genocide in Nigeria. Let's take a look.
More Muslims than Christians. Insurgents have killed more Muslims than Christians in Nigeria. So that is why this issue of genocide, yes, there was genocide. But genocide against who? These are lists of names of people that were killed. You know, there was a time when the media started saying that this is a private business. Cattle breeding is a private business. They should cater for their cows. I laugh. Even airline business is a private business. But government do construct airports for flights to land and take off at the expense of the government. Whenever you see a group of pastoralists moving wolves, dangerous weapons and arms.
What do you mean by dangerous weapons? Because they will move with cutlass, no?
Carrying AK-47
guns, right, guns.
Whenever you see a group of youths with cows carrying AK-47 guns, these guys are criminals, these guys are cattle wrestlers.
Well, Rufai, I know you have different views, but you know, this admission from MACBAN's leadership signals a significant shift in thinking within pastoral communities about the future of cattle rearing in Nigeria by acknowledging that grazing reserves have failed their purpose and distinguishing legitimate herders from armed criminals. The MACBAN president is positioning MACBAN to engage constructively with the government's livestock reform agenda while, you know, condemning the violence that has claimed thousands of lives on all sides of the farmer-herder conflict. You wanted to talk about one of the comments that he made in that interview.
What a very funny illustration.
Yes.
We're talking about livestock business.
Yes.
You are comparing it to airlines. Does the president of MACBAN also know that airlines pay for parking space in the airport? They pay to use the airports? Do they land on the expressway? Does he see plane land on coastal road, except maybe for that plane that was almost crashing on the highway?
On the car.
Yeah, on a car.
Yes.
You know, as a safety
In
precaution
Florida,
measure.
Yes.
So does he see airlines landing indiscriminately? So you can see the very funny argument they make.
Yeah.
And please, with President Tinubu, what he said, these grazing reserves, it doesn't sit well with me.
Okay.
That is Ruga. Increasingly, we are going back to the days of the conversation of Ruga. You are saying set aside a grazing reserve for people's land that they already own. So who's going to pay for that land? Anybody that wants to do cattle business should buy land and ranch. When this conversation on Ruga was on, King Wasiu Ayinde Marshal showed us a video of how he was taking care of his cow and cattle. If you are interested in this business, but not indiscriminate ranch, no grazing reserves. By the way, despite, you see, so this is my field. I mean, I have a degree in all of this matter. Taking cattle through these heinous conditions in the first place reduces meat quality, reduces the what is it called, the productivity and the quality of meat, reduces marbling. See, Oji, there's a particular beef called Wagyu, one of the most pristine beef in the world. Wagyu can set you back hundreds of dollars. No, you know, you have Japanese Wagyu and all of that. Can set you back hundreds of dollars. Do you know, if you see where they pamper Wagyu, they will even give Wagyu alcohol. They will give him in a secluded area, cool the temperature of the Wagyu, pet the Wagyu.
What kind of alcohol? Wine, red wine?
No. It's you know, fermented. What's it called?
Yeah.
Fermented to be able to help because Wagyu is said to have very good marbling, very good meat layouts, so that when they cut a sirloin steak or a Wagyu steak and they sell it, a pound can set you back hundreds of dollars.
But so this is what we should be
So
advocating.
this is what we should be advocating, because all of this that they are doing even destroys meat quality.
Kwashoko.
You're having kwashoko cows.
Yes.
And by
that's
the
what
way,
we eat.
it's not even efficient, because go and check the chart of beef productivity. I'm not sure Nigeria ranks first 5 in the world.
Okay.
So if you want to do it, please, you need to invest in it. Investing in it is getting a place, you can pay for, you can lease, where veterinary doctors come to see them. I mean, when we were in UNAB then, we imported some, what is it called? Some Kalahari goats that were not from this region. Do you know we had to build a shed for them, and we have to put on fan for them to be cooling them?
All right.
And UNAB, when we imported Kalahari goats. So these are the things they should do. And for President Tinubu, it just shows that he has also gone to violate his own decree or statement that he put down. Because you see, that provides so that go and call the IG. I can assure you for free, almost everybody will call the IG, and they will prove that there's a need for police officers. So like Dr. Abati said, the question we should ask is, how come we became a country where everybody needs private guards?
Because of the insecurity.
It's a failure of the security architecture.
Because of the insecurity.
So if we can't fix that, almost everybody needs private. People will go to civilized countries. How many the same Nigerians that use police escort here, they enter buses in London. I've met many Nigerian governors in trains in London.
On the other hand, we see senior government officials in
London.
They
go abroad. They
on
don't
their
use
bikes,
they don't use police protection.
They don't need.
Sheyi Makinde the other day was running a marathon.
So guys, let me take you through this headline on the social media space. A whole lot has been happening. There is this video of the former governor of Zamfara. This man really is the one that introduced Sharia law to Nigeria. And there is this video of his trending where he said that the ambition of every Muslim, my ambition is for Nigeria to become a Sharia nation. And that is the ambition of every Muslim, every northerner. This is what he said in a video, that they want Nigeria to become a Sharia nation. Nigeria should become a Sharia nation. Hey, we want Nigeria to become a Sharia nation. This is the northerners, honestly. Yerima, the former governor of Zamfara, spotted in a video saying, we want Nigeria to become a Sharia nation. We want Nigeria to become a Sharia nation. I think this should worry anybody who cares to know that this is really, will I call it that these people have an agenda. And you can see that the agenda is now out. Now, let me take you through some of the reactions this person here said. Fulani is nurture terror to swallow the north. Don't allow them in the southern Nigeria, honestly. They nurture terror to swallow the north. And now they want to swallow the entire Nigeria. So guys, this is why everybody really needs to stand up and speak up. Even the Americans are also raising alarm over Sharia in Nigeria. One Nigeria is a crime against humanity. Now, this other person here says, see what bio they do for TikTok. See where they hate crime reach. This person say, much appreciated to those that genuinely love my content. And okay, I don't think that makes any sense. Let me just read exactly some of the reactions that came for this post. This person say, the vocality is alarming. Nigeria is a secular state. No man born of a woman will make Nigeria a Sharia nation. Nigeria would rather not exist than become a Sharia nation. This is how we say it. It's not about coming to Twitter to rant, because these people there's an agenda that is being funded. These people, they have organizations whose responsibility is to make sure that they spread Islam across the world. So they are pumping a lot of money. If you think it's not going to work, then you are dreaming, because it's already working. Recently, they started bringing Sharia law to the southwest, to Yoruba land. Can you imagine? And some of them are planning to take it to the south. It's a gradual process. One thing with the Muslims is that they are not in a hurry to get their success. They gain their success gradually. When they come into a society, they relax, they keep quiet, they see what is happening in France. Anytime they have protests in France, in short, the French people will be hiding, because they will overpower the state. They will overpower France, that means they have gained ground and now they are showing their force. This person said, with these people obsession with Sharia here and there, one sepe phone, I don't know if this is Yoruba, country never Sharia them. They drop people fly every minute. Nothing in their brain to liberate the country except for destruction and how to imprison the people with their wicked laws. And then this other person here say, this is definitely time to divide Nigeria. The Sharia people can stay in their space, while we, the non-Sharia people, can stay in our space. We do not force anyone to join our faith. How then do these people think they will make us join theirs? And this other person say, all this mission is always to capture everyone. This man does not represent us. And this other one here says, that's the ambition of every Muslim in the world. Every Muslim in this country, in whatever you do in this life, never give Islam a chance. That's what this person is saying. Another person here is saying, it is not a sin to have ambition. Many Igbos, even anti-IPOB Igbos, have the ambition to become a secular country of their own. Since these ambitions are at loggerheads, it's best to exist separately and collaborate only with where we see fit. That is what this person is saying. Another person, can you imagine the boldness in this terrorist voice? Nnamdi Kanu was actually right about them. And he went ahead to say, to never lose guard for Aboki in their southwest Kafir-Rono Islamist terrorists. So this person say, imagine merging Germany and Afghanistan together as one country. Britain really do us shaggy. Another person here say, it's been long this guy started, but their keypad warriors are here gaslighting people like they have different motives. The ambition is being perfected with the terrorism right now. Futa, Jalon must dip the Quran into the Atlantic. The vision must come to reality. Southwest Nigeria is practically 50% is in already, yet Nigeria are still sleeping. It will shock honor. And this other person here said, even Buhari said that same thing, same thing sometime in the last. He admitted to being an Islamic fundamentalist and was unapologetic about the plan of all Muslims like himself to see Islam enter every home in Nigeria. The Muslim in Nigeria wants all their faith erased, want others' faith erased. If we won't end Nigeria, it will end us. Nnamdi Kanu said it. Kill Islam before Islam kills you. And this other person said, finally, a win-win for Igbos. We are all Christian. Islam has failed in Nigeria. It has failed throughout the world. We pray that it has failed. And this person said, and an ambition of every Muslim in Nigeria, northern Nigeria, has made Islam unattractive. Their mentality about Islam is something else. This tells you everything you need. So guys, this is it. Nigerians are saying it is really an agenda, It's really an agenda from the pit of hell. He's a former governor, but he decided, he said, I have no regret for marrying 15-year-old Yerima, the former governor of Zamfara. He married a 15-year-old because of his Islamic faith. So guys, these people, they have finished Nigeria, and today he is the one that introduced Sharia law. And you can see, even though he's no longer the governor of Zamfara, but all that he did, I think this man is even late. Yerima, Senator Yerima, thing is late, but you can see all that the havoc he caused to Nigeria, what is happening in the country today. People can no longer have their peace. There's no joy in the air because of what he introduced, Sharia law, into Nigeria. And this person said, make them end Nigeria, I beg. Let those that want Sharia law have their own country peacefully, I beg. dead on arrival, you all will return to your Niger you came from. People with the mad, but radical and liberal Muslim, both radical and liberal Muslims, same of all of them. So guys, I don't know what you make of this. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section below. This is the governor, the former governor of Zamfara State, saying that the aim of every Muslim is to make Nigeria an Islamic state, to make Nigeria a Muslim country. That is their agenda. That's why you see them allow these killers to come from Niger. It is intentional. They allow these people to come to Niger and enter Middle Belt and begin to sack people out of their communities. Can you imagine that only Benue State alone has 600,000 IDPs, and we have the Sultan of Sokoto silent. We have the Christian leader silent. Some of these people are not Nigerians. They come in, they drive the people away. And Tinubu is so blind to be talking about, ranches and all that. He has asked Shetima, well, they know that is ranches is just what they use for an excuse. The main thing is that they just want to see Nigeria fall for Islam. Anyway, Tinubu is also a Muslim. For him, it will not be an issue. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification for more updates and future videos. And let me also know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.